on it because this piece this Hi there guys, I'm going to talk about something I've been messing with. I've probably talked about this a couple times, but I thought it was necessary for me to definitely go over some things of an experiment I tried with this device, onstep, which is what I put on my Meade telescope, which I have right here. Right there. And I've done that, but I got tired of using the phone system, so I bought this guy. Decent product. Cable is a super short cable on it. This is not the cable that came with it, but it had a really short one. I bought this cable off Amazon. I had to be specific. It has a total of 6 wires in it, and you have to make sure you look for a phone cable that has 6 wires. Otherwise, it's not going to communicate. You probably know that if you've messed with telescope stuff. You probably do. I've had to make a slight modification of putting this rubber band on it because this piece here locks in, but it doesn't lock in like perfectly, so I put the rubber band to just hold it tight in place. And this here, I've tried aligning it with it. Not the greatest alignment. I then tried it with my phone and using this also. The phone works way better. You tell this thing once you've aligned it, these two do sync together like any telescope, because you can sync phone and your hand controller no problem on most telescopes. I did some research. I found an article on cloudy nights. That's a great forum to go to if you're wanting to just learn stuff of astronomy things. And this here connects no problem along with the other. But the problem is you tell this thing to go to an object once you've gotten it aligned on your phone, it does not go to the exact object. But you tell your phone to go to, it goes there. I had a little bit of success. Probably with more practice I could probably get it even better. But hey, it was definitely worth a try. So, I just want to tell you guys that update, and I found out you can also, there was also a way you can hook it on your tablet. Android devices and iOS devices are both able to have it. And the Android one, I couldn't get it to work for a while, but I finally got it to work, and it works with Bluetooth, not the Wi-Fi like this one here. Now, it is not standard Wi-Fi, what you would think of. This is a network. It generates itself. It does not allow you to go search on the internet or anything like that. It just allows you to connect to it. It's kind of like radio control, airplane, car, whatever you want to call it. And the password to it is password when you're going to sign it in that way. I've never gotten the Bluetooth to work on the iOS, but I have gotten it to work on the Android, which works perfectly fine. I've not tried it that much with the Android because I've had so much trouble with it, but I've done it 2 times successfully, and I think it's going to work. But I'm definitely willing to try it. There is some differences between the app versus the hand controller. The apps are different within themselves, that they have different numbers of stars, different things like that. Same issue with the hand controller. It has different stars and different things. but I can show you guys briefly of how I put it together real quick. Let me set you guys over on the tripod over there. Let me move you. I know the... There we go. Now you're locked on. Now let me adjust. Angle there. Okay. Here's the control box. Put it in here. I would plug this end here into the wall, but I'm not going to plug it in. I'm just showing you how this would set up. Then, what I did is I labeled my cables. I put RA on. I know it's sideways there, but it's RA written right there on the side of the telescope. And I labeled also, and I'll show you in just a moment. My deck cable, which I had bought a longer cable to go with it because the cable they sent is super duper short. It is really short. So I bought an extra cable, which I plug into the port labeled DC. Screw it. Screw it on. And I labeled it just like the other one. With DC. Then I take my RA cable, plug it into the slot that'll say RA on it. Do the same thing as I did before. Screw it on. That connects those. Let me get my hand controller. I know it doesn't have all the rubber bands I would have on it. I would have two, because that's what I found. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm doing one. I recommend doing that, especially if your cable does not fit super snug. I have to unplug my power cable. I would normally do this probably on the front side, put the rubber bands on, so that then they're attached. And it goes like so. That just keeps this cable from pulling out. Now it won't pull out. Then you take this one, the other end of the cable, other end of this cable, and plug it in to my socket that I installed into the mount right here. The nice thing with these is, yes, it's 4 pins, and you might think it's really hard to get in there. I know it's hard for me, but I'm having to find a little groove lineup that is built into them. I do not have to plug in this upper one because it's permanently plugged into the unit up here, because of the way we put it together to make sure that it's all locked together. And then from there, you pretty much you wait for this piece to turn on, and then once you see that it shows the DCRA, all of the information on the screen, and that it says no longer looking for, and it shows no longer looking for the onstep, you know you're connected, you're ready to go. From there, you then you can use this hand controller, if you can get it to work within the constellation regulations it has within it, or you connect your phone to it also, or phone or tablet, and then you can keep on doing everything you were doing with it. You align it, then from there you should be able to just tell it go to, and it'll slew to objects. Now with this one, I definitely find that I can just use it, no problem with it, as just moving it from place to place, especially if you don't want to bother with an alignment. This is a great piece to have because this is way more reliable than the other, because the phone one disconnects all the time because it's not an official network. Maybe if you hooked it to an official network, the Wi-Fi wouldn't drop, but most of the time, if you're just doing a quick observing and you just want to move to object, and you want to use it like your standard just manual move telescope, this hand controller is all you need. And this one was a pretty relatively cheap one. I was able to get it at like $51 from AliExpress. I wouldn't recommend that, but hey, if you find a reliable source like on Temu or AliExpress, or even from Terrence Industries, you can get it from them even. Just make sure that wherever you're getting it from, you actually get your product.